Hello Stampin' Crafters, welcome to my craft room. This is one of the first cards I've made with the new in colours, Lost Lagoon and Mossy Meadow, and of course crumb cake. I mean, I always make a card with crumb cake, so those are the three colours that I've used, and on the inside I've decorated it as well. So I'm just going to show you how to do this, and really this card I made during one of the workshops that I attended a while ago, but it had a label coming out from the flowers saying happy birthday, but I think this looks nice because it looks like a little bit of graffiti on the wall, so I think that's quite a nice effect. Right, so onto the card. So I have got crumb cake, 4 by 5.5, scored in the middle, and what did I say, 4 by 5.5, yeah, something like that. 4 by 5.5 indeed. Then we have a Lost Lagoon mat that is just 1/4 of an inch smaller, and then we have a crumb cake mat that is again 1/4 of an inch smaller. First of all, we are going to stamp the hardwood stamp on there. These are the stamps we're going to be using today. The hardwood for the background, the petite petals, I've chosen this one for the flower, and the Hey You, the happy birthday one, for the sentiment. So we're going to start with making sure this is on our block properly. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I always, when I'm inking big stamps, I take the ink pad to the stamp. I go over it quite a few times, also on my nails, of course. Right. Then turn it round. Now we've got to make sure that all of it is covered, because if you make a bigger card you really must make sure that the stamp is big enough, but it shouldn't be a problem for this one because I've made another layer in between. So yeah, there we go. It's reasonably straight, so I think I'm going to keep that, that's fine. Now, daubing. We're going to sort of daub the edges. There's a bit of a thing here, but never mind, we can just... And I'm going to make them quite dark, because that's the effect that I'm looking for. Not the clean wood, but sort of the dark weathered wood of a wall, with a couple of forgotten flowers on there. Right, so it immediately sort of makes the wood look completely different, more realistic actually. So there we go. A bit of going into as well. Might not do much, oopsie, for colour, but I think it does create a nice effect if you do the corners in a bit more. Right, I'm going to have to wipe my fingers because too much ink on there now. Okay, so that's our front panel. We're going to keep working on that one. First of all, we are going to stamp happy birthday with my brand new Lost Lagoon. Ooh. Right, there we go. It's nice and juicy. Now, I'm not too worried about it being completely straight. If it's not straight, it's fine. It needs to look like a bit like, you know, graffiti on there. So, to me, that's fine. That's perfect. So we let that dry. Now we're going to go on to making the leaves. I've already sponged some out with my bird builder. That's what I generally use it for. I just use it for the leaf as well. Now it's quite easy to do. You just take a strip of paper and you push it in making sure that all the leaves are filled, and out comes a little leaf ready to use. Now, I have to say, in the beginning, when I have my new paper, I am very stingy with it. And what I did earlier, and I think this is a nice effect as well, I just took a piece of very vanilla, took the ink pad, because I've got the refillers, you see, the paper will, you know, I will use it up, but the refillers, I can keep on filling these, and I'm just going to go over the paper with it, a little bit sort of like that, with a bit of an effect there, and actually that then can serve as a perfect leaf for my flowers as well. So you don't, if you only need a tiny bit of that green, you know, it's silly to cut up a whole page of it. So you could choose. Here I did the, you know, I actually did use the paper. I thought this is for video, so you better do it properly. But then I thought, no, you know, you might as well explain that you can make a tiny bit of coloured paper by just rubbing the ink over the paper and then creating your own coloured paper in that way. So I'll put these to the side, and I'll use these ones so we can see the different effect of them. Okay, so next we're going to stamp the flowers. I've got the, is that the right colour? Yes, Lost Lagoon. Whew. These look a lot alike, so I might have to put the labels in there as well, so I can actually see the colour from the front. Somebody I know did that, and that's a good idea actually. So let's stamp this carefully. There we go. Oh, and I'm getting, see, why have I got ink all over my fingers? Earlier it was the crumb cake, now it's the green. Well, it's an easy question to answer really, because I've been playing with ink, honestly. Right, so there we go. And I've got the Petite Petals sponge. Here I always make sure I have the both of these petals down. It doesn't matter which ones, but just make sure they're both down, and then that way it's quite easy to line up your, she says, yeah, to line up your punch to punch out the flower. So make sure you have 2 petals facing down towards the edge of the paper. There we go. Then I also need 3 Mossy Meadow flowers. I don't know whether you can see, but it's a double layer of flowers. So, like I said, I am being stingy at the moment because this is new. So I don't want to just start cutting into a new piece of paper. So what I do is I take out some flowers from the mat that I'm using in the card. Nobody's going to notice afterwards, right? So I put that like that, and then I put this on top, and nobody's going to know, okay? You know, but I don't. Nobody, the recipient doesn't. And, you know, it'll get better towards, after a little while, I'll get better when I've got more leftovers and scraps of paper, but at the moment I'm being very stingy because of my nice paper. Anyway, so we're going to curl up the leaves slightly of these flowers, and I'm also going to put a pearl in the middle. Again, I'm still using up my old pearls, the ones without the sticky backing, so I'll be putting them on, the glue on off camera, and then I'll put them on quickly. I don't know how I ended up buying those. Probably because they were on special offer, but then they were on special offer, but probably because they had no glue on them. Something like that anyway. Okay, so I think we're ready to assemble. Okay, first of all let's work on this one. I'm going to put these sort of about there. Okay, and then these go like this. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okie dokie, let's put some glue on there. I put tiny blobs of glue on the petals, and if there's too much on there, I take the second leaf and I just rub it over like this, so the glue transfers. And there we go, then you've got a little bit of less glue on there. Bit more glue here. Oopsie, that's a bit too much. Anyway, I'll get one of the flowers, rub that against there, put that here, put the flower there, more flour, more glue. I actually like it when it gets to the stage of the glue, because then you sort of, I like putting the card together as I'm working to see what it looks like, but then once you're gluing it, it's sort of, you know, getting there, so to speak. And more glue on this one. You could put dimensionals, but I'm not too sure because the petals are already sticking up, so you don't actually need dimensionals on here. You've already got some dimension created by the petals. Yeah, we need to hold that down for a little while, just so that the glue dries. I can't wait for this bottle to be finished. Okay, now I'm just putting some glue on paper, then I take out my pearls with my tweezers and I add them. Actually, this is quite a good thing. If you have bought by accident pearls without glue stuck on them at the back, this is how you can solve your problem. With fine tweezers, you put a dollop of glue on the paper and you just take your use the fine tweezers to hold your pearl, slide them through the glue and bring them to your card. There we go. That was quite painless actually. Right, then we are going to glue this to our Lost Lagoon. Oh, Blue Lagoon, that's a film, isn't it? Yeah. To our Lost Lagoon backing, being careful not to put it down because the glue will come through and you might stick it to your work surface. Then I put glue on the back of that and we'll stick it all down on the card and it'll all come out perfect. Look at that. There we go. Push it down. And now all we need to do is the inside of the card. I have a piece of just plain copier paper in a sort of cream, and I'll put flower, flower, flower. There we go. And some glue on there. Okay, and I'm going to glue that inside of the card. There we go. So this is my my first in colour card with the Lost Lagoon and the Mossy Meadow, and I hope you enjoyed watching me making this card, and please subscribe to my channel and come back for more. Have a nice day. Bye.